The bill is due in mid-November.
Yes, the bill is due and there is no one to pay it. The Alaska Earthquake Center says a federal funding cut is taking critical earthquake monitoring centers offline.
CBS LA assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk. And Mike, these sites help make decisions about tsunami warnings as well.
They do, Pat and Rudabeh, and now the connection between the Alaska Earthquake Center and the National Tsunami Warning Center is about to be cut off because of a lack of federal funding. Now, I spoke with a woman tonight who runs the communications for the Alaska Earthquake Center. She tells me this is not related to the government shutdown, but simply NOAA not renewing their contract. Here's why it matters. The Alaska Earthquake Center operates everything that you see in red here. Now, these are earthquake monitoring sites, but it's more than that because they operate some sites in some very critical and hard to reach areas like this in the middle of the ocean here. This is the St. Paul Island one. But here's why it matters, because all of these sites, they funnel essentially to more than one place, but we'll talk about two. They funnel to the Alaska Earthquake Center, and secondly, they funnel to the National Tsunami Warning Center. So all of the data simultaneously goes raw from these sites to the National Tsunami Warning Center as well as the Alaska Earthquake Center. This lack of funding essentially stops the internet bill from being paid to the National Tsunami Warning Center. So now they will not get this data directly from these sites that are in Alaska. And that's a big deal because now the National Tsunami Warning Center has to figure out another way to read earthquake data and decide if they need to issue tsunami warnings.
My understanding from having spoken to them is tsunami determinations will still be made. They may be less accurate, they may be less timely.
That's concerning, right? I mean, we're talking about big scenarios here.
Yeah, we're talking about big scenarios. I mean, for Alaska, all coastal Alaska communities would be affected because they're the ones that are kind of in the wake of tsunamis that originate in Alaska first.
Now, she also says that while it is an immediate threat to Alaska, it would also have an impact down the coast, Oregon, Washington, and California. What she says will likely happen is you'll see delays in the advisories and warnings being adjusted either up or down. Now, she does say that the government shutdown is affecting their ability to talk to NOAA to try to figure out if they can negotiate something to keep this service online. But if not, by mid-November, if nobody pays that bill, those centers will no longer be able to connect with the Tsunami Warning Center, and the Tsunami Warning Center will have to figure out another way to determine whether or not an earthquake is triggering a tsunami.